Oh, hi everybody. What's going on? Give me 1 second. There you go. Hi everybody. I am so happy to be back from vacation with you guys, especially with you guys. It's always a pleasure to do these live stream, and I've kind of missed it. I kind of miss the interaction of dealing with you. I've missed my wing, especially especially on vacation one night when I went in Florida watching a band, and I wish I had a console because I could nickname the sound guy Feedback that day. It was seriously awful enough that I left the venue because my girlfriend, who is not a sound person at all, she's like, enjoy her Apple earbud, sound good for her, good enough. It doesn't make a difference between the $5 earbud and the one there. She's not really heavy on the quality of the music, as long as it sounds good. And she complained more than me about how the band sounded bad, not playing wise, sound wise, and feedback was atrocious. So I wish I had a wing. I wish I had one of you guys behind the console to do something about it. But that out of the way, I have so much stuff that I want to talk about. It's crazy today. I missed a month or 6 weeks or a month of live stream, and we got so much to catch up. I just don't know where to start. First, let me ask you, how was your weekend? As usual, how was your day? How was your month? Anybody got a second console as a Christmas present? Because we didn't talk to you guys. I didn't talk to you guys since Christmas, or even before that. So, what's up? What's happening? I see some regular in the chat. Rolf, Herman, Pancho, what's up, guys? Good to see you around. A lot of people in the chat watching right now. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Snowy. Oh, man. Keep in mind, I was in Florida. Florida is, for those of you who don't know, at this time of the year, around 20, 25 Celsius. Wearing short t-shirt outside. Don't even think about wearing a coat or anything. Anyway, I'm Canadian. Even if it's cold out there, it's still warm for me. And in 3 days, I drove back from Florida. It's around 24,000 kilometers, something that crazy, around 25,000 kilometers. It's stupid far away from where I live. And there was about a meter of snow in my driveway because I was not here for a month. And it did go away by itself. So, in my short driving my RV back from Florida, I had to shovel my big driveway with around a meter of snow per spot. Williams 5. Is it Williams 5? Greetings from Germany. Hi, welcome. Welcome. Greetings from Canada. I wish I could say Florida again, but no, I'm in Canada. Actually, as much as I enjoyed the weather, it's a different vibe from Canada. Especially since, I'm going to talk about it anyway. COVID doesn't exist in Florida, or at least nobody care about it. So I went into bar. It's the total opposite of what we got going on here in Quebec. Right now in Quebec, bars are closed. Everything is basically closed. You need your Vaxicode to go anywhere that is not essential. I mean, you cannot even go to Walmart because they don't sell only essential good. You cannot go there if you don't have your Vaxicode. Hey Adam, you're on the list of the stuff that I need to talk about. Hi. Coming soon. Anyway, just to say that in Florida, none of that exists. I went into a bar, no mask, no nothing. Had a beer with friend. Stuff that you cannot do here. So it's a little of I went back in time, before COVID, after COVID, in 3 days. It was rough. It was mentally rough. People around here are not feeling that good, and I don't want to go too deep into the subject, but I'm gonna verbalize it because, you know, most of the people probably don't hear about what's going on in the rest of the world, and we communicate here on a certain level of being people who travel with Ben. We know people mostly in other countries, especially you guys in Europe, and the situation changed. So to keep you updated on what's going on in Canada, yeah, people are sad. We can't wait to get show back, and we cannot wait to get life back. But hopefully it's going good. Summer's going good. Case of COVID are going down here. Everybody basically had COVID around Christmas, even myself. Went fine, by the way. Nothing more than a bad cold for me. So, those of you who wondered, nothing bad here. Just going good. Jonathan, hey, what's up, man? Hi, welcome. New people, new faces. I get to say, I've reached the 1,000 subscriber mark. Thank you very much to all of you guys. You have no idea. You enabled so much for me with the YouTube platform with that. It's crazy. I need to talk about this, and I want you guys to feel really comfortable with what I'm going to say. This is a really picky subject. Now, I think you have the option in the chat to super chat. Those of you who want to support the channel, I set up a membership thing that you're probably familiar with if you hang around YouTube a little bit. Emmanuel Morales, what's up, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to have you around. For those of you who want to support the channel, to support what I do, you absolutely don't have to. I'm not going to change the kind of content that I'm doing. I'm not going to change the support that I'm giving to you guys with the console, with all your day-to-day problem running it. But if you want to support it, you have the option to become a member, sending out super chat. And I actually set up 2 tier of members. A cheap one that give me like $1 a month. So if you guys want to just toss me some pocket change around there, or if you want to have a little bit more exclusivity on video time in private chat, you can go for the super member stuff, which is, it's $14 Canadian. I don't know how much that translates into your currency. But it's giving me a couple $, and with that I include, because you guys giving me a little bit more $, I include live support. So you get 1 hour of free live support. Is it an hour or half an hour? I don't know. I set up I don't remember. I set up an amount of time where we can have access to me. This setup, instead of being on YouTube, we are on whatever platform that you want to use, Zoom, Messenger, FaceTime, and I'm helping you out with your setup. So this is a way to support the channel. You absolutely don't have to do anything. If you just want to be here, I appreciate you as a human being here. Other than that, subject closed. We don't talk about money anymore, other than super chat. If anybody can give me $100 in a super chat, I will of course talk about it. But moving on. Okay, on the subject of monetization. Because of monetization, now YouTube will put ads in the video. I know it was a problem with live streaming at some point. If anybody experienced like a stupid, crazy amount of publicity watching this live stream, please email me. I'm gonna fix it, because I just enable everything by default. Everything is by default YouTube. So if you see a crazy amount, like every time that I break, you see a publicity, it should not. I want to activate monetization, but I don't want it to be annoying to the point of you not watching the video. So please let me know if it's going totally stupid with that. Oh, Jonathan, needed some help with your effect routing. Well, if you want to subscribe as a member, as you said you probably will, do it. If not, well, this is the place to ask. Let me help you. Let me know what's going wrong, and we're gonna try to fix it together for free. This is why I'm doing those live streams. I gotta make money somehow, man. Yeah, this is why I work as a live sound engineer, and I'm not a full-time YouTuber. And honestly, even if my YouTube channel is growing, I don't ever see it being a viable option. Let me give you an example. What's up? Hey, man. Okay, what I was saying is, let me give you an example. To build this setup, console, camera on top, where you can see my lovely screen here, lens, video lights that I got right there, I've spent around $10,000 US, roughly. And so far on YouTube, I've made $45. I'm probably never gonna see that money again. I got gear. I got really good gear that's gonna last me for a long time, but I'm never gonna see that money again as in cash. It's never gonna pay back for itself. You know, the time that I spend building these panels in my background here that maybe will change in the future. More on that later. I'm never gonna see that money back. I bought a Dente card a couple days ago from Toman because they had in stock. I did a really stupid buy. I was tired of playing around with my broken Dente card that I have in the console. So I just decided to pull the trigger because a lot of people ask me about Dente and I feel like I don't keep up on that level. So bought a Dente card from Toman. That cost me, with shipping and customs and everything, $500. I still don't have it, by the way. It's on its way, so I may have a surprise bill at the door, but it cost me $500 just to keep up. So, you know, I'm making $45. I'm spending $500 on gear, camera lens. Actually, yeah, camera lens. Dude, yeah, no, I'm not gonna make money out of YouTube. So if you can help me, sure. It's just give me a reason to keep up. But yeah, the LED tape is falling behind me. Really? I don't think it can. It's really close. Yeah, see it? Okay, maybe it's warming up, but I have some transparent thumbtack in there, so it cannot really fall. It can maybe move a little bit, but it cannot fall because I have like thumbtack every couple inches, so it cannot move more than that. Oh, Hadman, you live in the same region the Toman is. Can you pick up something for me, man? Okay, we gotta come back to Jonathan before I give out the news. I don't want to say anything stupid here, but I want to say a huge thank you to Adam. I don't know how to say your name. I'm gonna go with Adam Foltz. He's a drummer. He's running a studio, and he helped me, or he's gonna help me with DAW stuff. I want to work on a new series. I started something with the console. I did a basic, and I did a Logic basic and a Reaper basic video, and it was not fun for me because I didn't have stuff to work with, and I didn't feel the video being that good. So I'm gonna leave the video on, but I'm just gonna scrap everything. Adam sent me really good drum take that he captured with his wing with really good video footage. I'm gonna start again from scratch. It's hard to start a new series like that with beginners in mind. I will do my best to do it. And I'm just, like the other video, I'm just gonna wing them, but now I feel like I have a basic to work with. I have some good drums. I can probably record good enough bass and guitar myself to layer over that and show some basic mixing around what we got. We'll see what happened with that, but no, it's in the pipeline. This is probably the first thing that I'm gonna work on since I got back. I didn't work on anything. I released the video that you guys seen so far in January, and those that were filmed in December. And now I just got home, first live stream. I'm kicking the machine back on now, and we're moving on. So expect some video about the AW recording, drums, and more stuff coming soon. More stuff that you guys ask me. I have a full list of video idea that you guys send me through the Christmas time, January, end of December, January. And I want to go through all that, thinking, go by priority, what I feel is going to react the best. But yeah, it's on its way. No, it's coming. Now, back to the purpose of these live stream. Let's go with the question from Jonathan. I see your comment, but I didn't read it. At the moment, I have the effect assigned to a bus, and then I use send on fader to add that channel to that bus. Yes, this is also a video that I'm gonna work on. Send on fader with emphasis on wing capability. Sorry, missed one comment. Would be awesome to do some video or best practice on different mixing principle. For effect, example, running matrix output bus. And yeah, I'm debating whether I should teach sound or teach the console and try to understand the idea here. I have my way to do thing live that work fine. People are hiring me back for 15 years, so I think so far I'm on something. Maybe I'll make it one day. But when it comes to studio and stuff like that, my theories don't work because it's a different environment. Basically, this is why I don't feel like I should teach sound over recording stuff like we're doing here, because it doesn't translate that well into headphone, phone speaker, or just regular computer speaker. When I do mixes, they don't react the way they react in the PA. So this is why I'm trying to debate if I should just stick on teaching the console, teaching some idea, or teaching sound. This is, I hope you guys understand the difference between that. But yeah, effect routing, I think I have a video on that. Matrix output, yeah, I should do a video on that. Send on fader, this is definitely on the list. Actually, some people ask me stuff about send on fader that I understand really well, and the wing, like on many other subjects, the wing, just adding another layer to that. The wing is adding send on fader to main, which is the same as doing a main mix, but we got 4 main that you can select send on fader to create your mix. So it's, thank you to the people over at Behringer. You guys made an amazingly deep console with new idea, groundbreaking ideas, but to wrap your head around it, it's hard. But thank you. It makes sense. It all makes sense. I just need to wrap my head around it and show it to people. This is what I will try to do with that. But yeah, definitely a subject that I need to do a real big video. And that's the thing. Sometimes I don't put out video because I don't feel like I know a subject deep enough to cover everything. Because when I do a video and I don't cover everything, you guys tell me in the comment section and say, hey, forget about that, man. Hey, you forget about that, man. So I don't want to do that. I try to do my video as complete as I can. And Actually, I need to be a professional at some point and write down some ID instead of just winging video like I'm doing right now. Just throwing stuff at a camera and making a good cut out of it. But, Jonathan, it's coming. Oh no, did I misread? I mixed up two comments together. So, oh, John. Hey, what's up, John? I read your comment. Yes, it's coming. Jonathan, I don't think I understand your question correctly. Please reformulate it, maybe, so I can understand what you're having a hard time with, and maybe I can answer your question here the best I can. Hold on, the chat. You guys are writing a lot of stuff today. I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate you guys being around. Yeah, Adam, I just watched yesterday your stuff. Actually, we need to talk about color grading and stuff like that. I think I got away with it, but I don't think I got away with it the right way. But other than that, yeah, I definitely need to look at your wing session, and I need to ask you also if I can share that session with people, and I want to build on that show file for the future video. But I will send you an email about that. Don't worry, it's coming. I'm just having a rough day. Rough Monday morning. This is my first Monday morning back at home. Hey, Graybeard. Finally catching you live. Well, welcome, man. I see your comment from time to time on the channel. Appreciate them. I got a good question. I just want to make sure I don't forget anything, like especially somebody like Rolf, who's been around for a long time. I like the short videos you released in the last week. Please consider do that. Okay. When you mean short videos, you mean the YouTube short, like within the minute, or you just talking about having shorter video on the channel? I just want to make sure I understand that, Rolf, because maybe what you're talking about is the short video called YouTube Shorts. Those are 15 seconds or less. Basically, it's Instagram for YouTube. But if you guys like that, I don't mind doing day-to-day stuff. I can update you guys on what's going to happen with the channel that way. It's probably going to be for member first. We'll see if it's an option, because I need, if people are subscribing to the channel member stuff, I need to give them a little extra because they will pay for some content. But I want to make thing clear here. You're not going to be cut out of anything if you are not a member or paid subscriber in any way of the channel. Maybe it will be delayed. Delayed in the sense of the members going to see the video coming as I release them. So if I preload 3-4 video, they will have access to them before you guys. Other than that, I should be back on my regular release schedule for the months to come. But maybe if I pre-work some stuff, it's going to come available for member first. From Graybeard, not sure if anyone asked, and I apologize. So, how do you EQ the room with the wing? You see, this is also something that is in the back of my mind for a long time. I just don't know how to translate that into a video that makes sense. That's the thing. Because I can, with the option that I have, which is my studio monitor that you can't see, or actually you never seen that. That's gonna be a video, that's gonna be a short coming soon. I'm gonna show you guys the other side of the camera. It's probably not made the way you think things are made here. I'll let you know with a short. I'm going to show you around. I never did a studio tour. I will. Okay. I have studio speaker and I have a room. Maybe I can try to EQ those speaker to sound good here for that room. This is something that I never really thought about doing. Those are kind of flat, so it's not really a good example, but I can definitely try to do something, but I want to try to do something that relates well. So stick around. We'll think about something. As soon as I got the illumination, the idea, the video will come out. This is how usually I work about something. I feel passionate about a subject. Let's say today I feel passionate about Xenon Fader. I will wake up thinking about Xenon Fader and go like, okay, I need to do a video about Xenon Fader, and I will do it. So, where's my tan? Actually, if you want to see, can you? Oh, it doesn't translate to the camera, but that's my tan. I'm pretty white, like milk-like white, if I don't go out to the sun. So this is my tan, Chris. What's up? By the way, I didn't have the chance to stop on the 95 around New York because I didn't cross the 95 around New York to go in Canada. The way I travel was going through Maryland and Pennsylvania, going back up. So I did the 95 all the way up to around Maryland, I think a little over DC, and then cut through many highways until I made my way up in Canada. By the way, for those of you who wants to know, I'm not afraid to say, I should say, I live 6 hours of driving right on top of New York. This is where Montreal is. For those of you who never been or never heard of Montreal in Canada, I'm really on the, not really on the east coast, but I'm on the east side of Canada, and really straight north, 6 hours up of New York. Okay, Rolf, not the 15 seconds video. The video you made about small subjects, like 5 to 10 minutes. Of course, I like the live stream, no matter how long they are. Okay, so yeah, this is probably what I think too. Short videos, short tips, because that series is called Quick Wing Tips. I don't want to go over 10 minutes like I did with the Xenon Fader one. This is something that I try to avoid at all costs usually, but this video needed to be long, so this is why I do it. But okay, gotcha. 3 to 5. Well, I should not go over 5 minutes. I think it's short enough. Okay. Noted. No speaker is flat after you place them in a room. Actually, we can debate on that, Headman. The speaker is still flat. It's the room that is not. That will reflect sound and put emphasis on certain frequencies. Like here. And I don't know how you guys hear that, but I hear a lot of 400 hertz bouncing around in my room. This is the frequency that seems to be problematic here. When I say problematic, is I need to cut it down because it's alive. It move more. It's propagate more in the air than the other frequencies, because I have some kind of panel around, but apparently they don't get rid of 400 and frequencies around that range. I'm in a small room, so that is to be expected from what I understand of acoustic. I didn't study acoustic, by the way. I only study live sound, and strange enough, we didn't touch about acoustic a lot. In live sound, acoustic is your worst enemy. You want to, the best live show that I have doing live sound were outside gig in really good stage environment. When you have a good stage that doesn't reflect too much when you have a good PA. Like you guys probably have seen my vlog with the L-Acoustic, the V-Dusk show that I did with Five Roses. When you have that, you can have a good time. Where you are in a concrete box or a really poorly treated theater, you have to fight the room. And basically, you do the best you can fighting the room. Oh, Adam, you live in Montreal for 3 years? Okay. I'm curious to know, where did you live? Have you worked here? Have you worked in sound industry at all around here? Maybe we've met before. The church asked pretty about acoustic, and I want to get rid of the best out of my live sound. I'll be waiting. Okay, the thing is, let's start. Okay, real subject here. You got me started on something, and I will read the other comments below. Don't be afraid to write, guys. Church were not designed back in the day to have amplified sound source. Church were actually designed to work the other way around. And by that I mean, the acoustic idea behind a church is that you have somebody in the front that is speaking, that is projecting relatively loud, and it's made so that you can hear it or hear him, her, everywhere in the room. Acoustic around that is using round shape, like orchestras are using. And I'm not an expert. I'm just go with what I've seen and heard in my life here. Using round board to shape the sound, to project the sound, to throw back the sound at the back of the room. People acting as a kind of acoustic absorbent, but if you have enough of round shape, you can get away with having a beautiful decor and having decent enough acoustic that you can hear what somebody is speaking 100 meters in front of you decently loud. With live sound, we actually want the total opposite of that. We usually have a really loud band on stage, or too loud for the cubic meter of that room. That's another subject also that we need to talk about that I've learned over the past. You have a certain amount of hair that you can move in a room or in a space before it doesn't move anymore. So you have basically a certain volume that you can mix in a room. Every room is different. Cubic feet of the room depend on the room that you are. Acoustic treatment around that cubic feet will also impact that, reflect certain frequencies, absorb certain frequencies. And when you try to do a band in the room that is designed to not have amplification of any kind, you're creating probably more problem than you try to fix. My strategies in a church, because I've done some show in church, is to mix as low volume as possible, because those room were designed to have as low volume as a human voice. Nothing more than that. And let's say that if the church was built with some kind of acoustic in mind, this is how they got away with it. They didn't have any kind of acoustic or amplification, so they built the acoustic around fixing that problem. Now we're the problem, rigging in speakers, PA, whatever, to get more volume, more amplify, more stuff. So my strategy in a church is use as less as possible your PA, use as less as possible monitor on stage, because let's face it, if you're in a church, usually the back of the church is where you have all those round structure. If you're pointing monitor at those round structure and roof, this is not a recipe for success. Try to have your stage as low as possible and try to mix as low as possible. You will probably get better result that way. Try also to play a song that you know when your church is empty and play around with volume. You will find the sweet spot. And if you have a dB meter on your phone, it doesn't matter the precision of it, as long as you're using always the same one. Put some music in your room, your PA flat or whatever, and try to find the sweet spot. There will be a sweet spot somewhere. Sometimes it's really low, sometimes it's really high. Well, actually, you have usually the two options. You have the really low volume, or you overcome your acoustic, which is not really a good idea, but I've done that before for a rock show. But try really low, like lower than your speaking volume. Put some music on, find a sweet spot where it sounds good, where it sounds balanced, and try to have your mix or your room at that level. And this is also something that I've done a lot of time in corporate event. I don't mix loud so people don't talk. I know this is not an option for a big church band, and I've worked with a lot of South American church band, and they want it loud, and I get that. But you have to try to go as low as you can, that it's still over the threshold of acceptance in volume. My idea. Try that. Give it a try. If Herman, if it's working for you, give that a try. But yeah, this is my approach when I'm doing church. Sorry, I'm just gonna catch up with chat. I'm talking a lot here. And from John, do you use the Wing Live? Yes, I'm using the Wing Live. Would you be really would be really cool to see how you use different effect on vocal instrument, especially since there were so many built-in effect on the Wing. I will direct you to my live my vlog that I've just referenced a couple minutes ago. It's called, I think, Acoustic Matching Well with Wing, something like that, something along those lines. Go take a look at that. It's a vlog, so you can see my day. I'm driving 500 kilometer in between 2 gigs to go do a live band called Five Roses that day. And I did in post some overview of what I'm doing, but I tried to explain my day as much as I can. It's not to the point where I want it to be, but as a one-man filming his own vlog, not having a camera crew around me filming, this is as far as I could go. But you definitely want to watch that video. It's probably gonna help you understand what I do with the Wing Live. And I did more live stream here than anything with the console, but I done some live show. It's just a matter of having live show again here. I'm just thinking, as I'm saying this, that I think I've done 3 live show with the console. I had 3 opportunity to do live show with the console so far, because I just don't bring it with me. I rent it to people who hire me. So it's not, when you hire me, I don't come with a console. This is an extra. Someone mentioned using the body res on something other than acoustic guitar. Do you remember? No, I don't. Well, if you want to have weird effect with that, I would say use it on anything. Try out everything, but I don't know. I don't know, Chris, if it could be good on vocal or something like that. 5 thumbs up the outdoor show. Yeah. I'm missing outdoor shows. I cannot. Crossing my finger, this summer, if we have festival in Montreal, I will definitely be here mixing Osheaga or Heavy Montreal or whatever festival that we have. I will be out somewhere mixing, and I cannot wait to go to these big outdoor show where I have maybe not the wing, but where I have a console, monitor. I have a separate monitor in front of house guy. If I'm not front of house, I'm at monitor, and I have all the monitor that I need. It's fun to work in those conditions, where you have the gear that you need to do your job. Yeah, this is probably coming out. This is probably gonna happen this summer. So if it does, I will bring you guys along. I'll bring the camera and try to capture my day over there. Probably not gonna be a wing. I probably gonna end up with a big old PM5D or other kind of old console that Solotech has around, because they supply the festival that we have most of the time here in Montreal. If not, if I have something else that is cool and new, we will see. A lot of Digico actually is running around now these days. We'll see. Anyway, if I'm doing the big outside festival this year, I will let you guys know. For sure. Had about another church guy. Yeah. Germans. I love you guys. From Nibby Nick. Hi. How can I route delay effects signal to P16 for singers? I create vocal bus send. They're saying and route to the P16, but they told me that there's too much effect. On FOH, it was okay. Yes. You got two things happening right now. You're bussing effect with the vocal, I'm gonna guess. So if it's in the same vocal, if it's in the same bus with your vocal, your effect are probably too loud when you're cranking them up at front of house, because performer perspective here is really important. What you feel is going to be enough. The amount of delay that you feel enough for the mix is not what they feel comfortable in their ear. Two options. Use a different channel or a different send for your delay. I'm going to say if you're using P16, I'm going to guess you're maxed out on your channel count, so you cannot give them the option to blend the amount of delay. The other option will be to change your delay bus to be pre-fader, and you can send a fixed amount of effect return into their ear. That would be that would be my workaround for this one. I have a third option that will cost you money. It's to get the DP48, but resetting up your stuff is probably not an option cost-wise. So with the gear that you have, take a bus, or try to take a different bus, or if not, change your effect to be pre-fader and send them always the same amount of delay. The main issue is drums. Everything else must be loud enough to cover the acoustic drums. I'm gonna guess, Herman, that you don't have everybody on in-ears. If you do, you should be able to have an almost quiet stage. That will be. This is how I try to work with bands now. I try to have them as low level as possible, and when their drum is too loud in the room, because I've mixed some recently. I've mixed some country show where the drummer was not that loud. Well, not over the top loud. He was loud, and I just mix everything around that drum. So I sacrifice the big cracky snare sound. I sacrifice the big heavy bass drum. I sacrifice all that to get a more vintage mix, in the sense of I had the drum, this is what I had to work with. I built everything else around it with a heavy, or a drum heavy mix, I should say. This is how I got away with it, having the vocal on top, especially here, French music. The vocal must be on top. Not like the mix in the 50s, but we like our vocal higher than the Americans. And I notice it by going out in a couple of shows in America. That would never cut it here. What I saw in Florida, where the vocal is at the same level as any other instrument in the mix, this is not cutting it here. I need to have that extra 3 dB of push all the time. So that will be my approach when you have a loud drummer. Other than that, plexiglass is your friend if you have the option. If it's not a full plexi, maybe try to have a partial plexiglass where you have 2-foot strip in front of the cymbal. Because let's face it, most of the time when we say the drummers are too loud, it's not the shell. It's not the shell kit. It's not the toms, the floor tom, and the bass drum. It's the snare and the cymbals. If you cannot put your drummer behind a full plexiglass, try to have two, let's say a 1/2 meter by a meter strip of plexiglass that you put in front of his cymbals. Snare bottom, try to have some damper under the snare, so try to have the drummer get a really long, hairy carpet. That could help. Not much, but that could help. If he's on stage and if he's on plywood, basically, plywood will reflect a lot. Try to have a long carpet. Well, after that, it's up to the drummer if he wants to help you or not. Some drummer that I know try to help me. They put towels on their snare. They just try to dead everything. They put tape under their cymbals, and it just softened everything. But most of the time, guys complain that it kills the kit when you do that. But it's a matter of results. So you have to deal with drummer's ego versus how far he wants to help you versus what you need. This is a really tricky situation, yes. Trust me, been there. Tristan, the audio guy. Is it possible to do LCR plus sub configuration on the wing? I was thinking of getting one for my church. Well, there's many ways to do it, not like on Yamaha, as far as I understand. You cannot set the console to be LCR. But what you could do is use one of your multiple mains. Actually, I should switch to that camera because we didn't switch to it yet. New setup, by the way. You can still see my face when I'm speaking now. And I'm just going to move my trackpad there so we can have access to the full console. On the wing itself, you have from every channel, and I'm just grabbing a random channel here. In the main section, you have 4 main out. Those are post-fader mix, so they are not, well, actually, they are dependent of the fader in the sense of the amount that you set the fader at will influence what you got going into the main out. The way the signal chain is designed is the fader, then the amount of level that you send in every single main. If you want to do left, center, and right, it depends on your situation. It's not like I said on Yamaha where you really have that option, but the workaround would be to use one main one for your left, right, 2 and 3 for your center and your subs. And I must precise that, Tristan, because you probably don't know, every single bus on the wing and channel are mono or stereo. So if you want to have a mono bus to or main 2, you can change that. You can only use the left side of it and it will work around it. Same for main 3 and 4. If you want to use that for your sub, you can do it. It's possible to set it up that way. You will have control of your send per output, I should say, per main out on every channel. So yes, it's you can work your way around it that way if you really want to build something that is not only left right or left right and a sub, and also you have a crossover point on every of these output and some speaker management processing on every speaker processing management on they can insert on every bus, so you have really like a crossover stuff there. Sorry, I feel like I don't sell it really well. I'm not here to sell it, I'm just here to tell you what you can and can't do. You could get away with a LCR plus sub setup, but it's a workaround. It's not, as we speak, designed for that. But eventually in the future, who knows? This is 100% for, software related, so they can probably in the future do that. Just want to make sure I don't forget anybody. Chirpy Bird, hi. Do you face touchscreen issue, ghosting, or whatever? No, my console is rock solid. I got no problem here. I've changed the touchscreen once, and now the problem came back after changing. Really, this is the first time that I hear about that. First, really sorry about you having problem with the console. It's really bad because I feel that the console is really rock solid, and I mean sound wise, screen wise, there's some known issue about the touchscreen. Nothing to do with Behringer. Those screens are not made by them. They are a third party who make those screen, and they are apparently not resistant to the abuse. Some of them, this is not your fault. Some of them are just broken out of the box. Nothing you can do about that. I know in the first batch, the screen were supposed to be tested by the company, but they did not. They just shipped wherever, or actually they maybe they turned them on, but the QC there was really low, and some people end up with bad touchscreen. I know for a fact now that every console has a burn-in at the factory where they check the screen for ghosting. It should not leave the factory with ghosting. Maybe this is not your case, but maybe, let's face it, maybe some people drop their talkback mic on the screen and break it and blame the ghosting issue with that. But let's say this is not the case for you. Let's say you didn't drop anything on your screen. Try to get it fixed again. It should be under the 3-year warranty. Actually, the wing has not been out for 3 years, so if you register your console, you should be on your 3-year warranty. If you didn't like me open the console and void your warranty, you should be covered. Just try to take a look. Actually, open a ticket with Music Tribe. They will do their best to sort you out. And as far as I know, It's take a long time because of the supply and demand of those screen, but as far as I know, everybody had a replacement screen, and you're the first one that I hear that had a bad touchscreen for the second time. Never heard about that before, or never heard of a touchscreen going bad. Here only 1 year warranty. No, if it's registered, if you register your console with Behringer Music Tribe, it should be warranty for 3 years. They offer the warranty. It's not the legal warranty by the country, as far as I understand. If it's not under warranty anymore, if you are tech savvy, you can order a replacement screen. I know the part number is available on the internet. I don't know it because I didn't really look at it, but I know some people replace their screen themselves. Not for a better one, for the same SKU number, but you can definitely get a replacement screen yourself if you are not under warranty and if you don't want to pay for it. Or just pay the price of the screen, not the job. So be on the lookout for that, but make sure get in touch with Music Tribe first. This is what I would say. But when the room is reverent, that the drum is sound for 5-6 seconds every hit. Oh well. Herman, are you mixing in a concrete box with reflective window everywhere? What's your setup, man? I've honestly, well, you were actually, Herman, the first one who commented on my video of me in a church, saying that now I feel what you feel. There's always a work around because you have to. You have to get a show. I would need to see your place. Actually, Herman, hit me up on Facebook if you can. Hit me up there or send me an email if you don't have Facebook, but I think you do. I want to know about your setup because you seem to have a hard time with that. And you've been around, you've been supportive of the channel by being there for a long time. I don't mind. Tried to help you on the side here. No member thing, no money wise. I just want to help you, man. Let me know. Really good one here by Rolf. Have you tried to recommend the drummer an electronic kit? I built some plexiglass circle, a cymbal shield, but the sound bounced everywhere. They only help to reduce bleed through the vocal mic. Well, actually, you got one thing down. You got bleed into your vocal mic down, but oh, Headman, don't. Oh man, no. Sorry, I'm with Rolf on this one. Never an electronic kit. I think you're wrong. I'm not talking about your cheapo square pad or octagonal pad Alesis kit. Go take a look at V drums. Go take a look the real thing. Compare that to the real thing, or put trigger with. I was about to say drummer from or Steven Slade drum kit. Steven Slade drum kit, for those of you who don't know, Steven Slade drum kit is a plug-in trigger that you can. It's a drum module that you can load into a computer, and it sounds really good in the sense of probably 95% of the record that you hear on the radio nowadays use that plugin or a competitor of that plugin. You don't hear a real drum on the radio anymore. Take a look at that. I'm looking at that right now for a band, for a country band. I almost convinced the drummer to change his snare for an electric kit because the sound that he wants is sampled. You want sampled snare, stereo snare sound with, huge, how do you call that technique? Rim shot. He wants huge rim shot, those big drum from the 90s and 80s with reverb. He wants to have that live. And I told him, do you know exactly which snare that you like? And he said, yeah, this one. And with Googling, we find out that it's a Steven Slade snare sample that just replaced everything on the record. So basically, he told me that he wants the sound of an electronic drum kit. So I said, well, why don't you get an electronic drum kit? Get a good one. Get one with mesh pad. Get one that is gonna feel good for you. But in your ear, it's gonna sound the way that you want it to sound. It's not gonna have the physical impact of a real snare hitting your body, the 120 dBs. But does it matter if you send out the sound that you want at front of house? This is the question that I have. This is actually the question that I have for Herman. What if your drummer has a kit that sound really, really good, but feel okay, versus you having to deal with 5-second, reverb on your snare or every snare hit? If you can have control over that, won't that be great? So, think about that. And look for really good drum kit, not cheap shit. I mean, it's the same for everything. If you buy a really cheap car, let's say that you buy the cheapest Kia. Nothing against Kia, it's just the first one that popped in my mind. And you compare that to an expensive Mercedes, or are you working with Volvo or Audi? I don't remember. I know you're working with a really high-end car company. Try to compare those cars and say, you're gonna tell me, oh, it's cheaper, it's crap. And I'm gonna say, yeah, it's not the same price, it's not the same quality. So if your drummer has a really good kit, try to look at drum kit that worth the same thing. I mean, the new V drum, look, because they now have fake shell, they look and they sound and they feel good. It's an option at this point. If your drummer is not ready to get rid of his cymbal, try to have an hybrid kit with a snare, maybe real tom if you want to, but the kick and snare could be replaced by electronic drum. This is where I stand now. I don't believe that you need to have real drum to have a good sound. Not anymore. Sorry, guys. The two side walls are all glass, and the room was designed for a pipe organ, and this was many decades ago. Dude, yeah, you're actually, don't take offense, but you're doing the wrong kind of music or the wrong kind of amplification in a room that was not designed for it. Actually, you just tell me it was not designed for that at all. Okay, maybe something that you can consider. Have you thinking about building some bass trap or some kind of absorption that you could put around your drummer? Maybe, do a 1 meter by 2 meter absorption block with like I did my acoustic panel. Could you place that around your drummer? Maybe that's gonna do a big difference. I mean, I'm not talking about something that maybe something that sit flush with the kit that if you are at the front you almost don't see. Could that be an option? We're thinking out loud here. If anybody else has another idea in the chat, please let us know. Have you been able to compare the S32 versus the DL32 to see which sounds better and the DL worth the extra money? Thanks for the response. Actually, I did own back in the day when I was mixing on X32 core only. I started with an S32, then changed it for 2 DL16, which is the same as a DL16. Then I changed to DL153. Then I changed to DL251. So I started with the Behringer 32, then the Midas black version. Then I changed for the blue preamp, that is the Pro version. And now I changed after that for a DL251, which is the standard touring for all the Pro Series console. It's 48 channel by 16. I heard a difference between every price point. Actually, I should point you to a video from Dave Rat that he released not that long ago about noise floor and preamp difference on the X32 versus the Midas. You will have the same kind of result there. And if you ask me, I spend a lot of money on DL251 because I believe that those preamps sound the best. Yeah. Actually, I believe that those preamps are the best on the market, period. Sorry, guys. Oh, right there. Yeah, I believe that those preamps are the best, period. This is why I would recommend you to check out your DL Blue series, not the black one, if you have the budget. But yes, I think it's worth the extra money. It's not only the extra money, it's the build quality. The component that you will find in the Pro Series versus the Black Series from Midas versus Behringer will resist touring better than the amount of time that you plug in and out an XLR before you pull out a pin or you break, the locking mechanism on the XLR. It will last longer. Power supplies in those devices will last longer on the Midas side. So it's not just the preamp quality of the sound or the sound quality of the preamp that will change, I should say. It's the overall better result and overall better physicality of the gear that you buy, that you're spending money on. So if it worth it for you, it worth it. It worth it for me because I'm usually taking out my rig 20 to 30 times a year with bands, and I rent it to wherever hire me to do a show because I should do a video about it. I have a fancy kit that is almost ready for every band. I have a drum loon always in the kit, plug at the same place. I have a keyboard because most of the time I'm working with the same people. So I have a band ready show wise in the console, wire wise, mic wise. I have everything, and I can just throw my setup on stage in 20 minutes, do a 10-minute sound check because I have everything ready in that kit. It's a full kit that I just throw on stage and everything is there. I have a drum, keyboard, bass, and a guitar and a lead singer loon that I just throw them. I plug them in there. I load the right show file if I work with the band before, and we're ready to rock. So, it really depends on what you have. Me, because I rent it, I can afford to spend $5,000 on a bunch of preamp. But it's just me. Maybe it's not fitting you, but that's my opinion, man. Okay, Headman, you're planning to build a drum cage to deal with that, but I may give the electronic drum sample another chance. Take a listen at the Steven Slate drum. Don't listen to the Alice's cheap kit. It's two different worlds. It's like comparing, the I'm gonna go with something crazy, a Yamaha Rivage or a Pro X to an analog board. That's as far as a difference that you will have between the cheap drum kit and the good one. From what I understand, I'm not a drummer at all. Even if I have that tattoo, I don't play drums. Yes, Dave. Okay, Dave Rat. Go take a look at Dave Rat video for your question about preamp. Graybeard. We use all P16 in your pack. No amp. Okay, good. All radial DI. Great choice. When the room is full, it's not bad, but definitely some muddiness. Rectangle room, not round, but round, but sound bounce from back. Okay. Do you have acoustic panel in there somewhere, or you don't? Let me know if you have any acoustic panel. That's why I'm asking how to EQ the room, so I can see what the frequencies are and need to be good. Okay. I got a question for you before you do anything on your console. Have you tried, especially since you're using in-ears, have you tried to take a good pair of ears, really good one, listen to some music in your headphone that sound good. Do a sound check on your console. Turn your PA down. Turn your PA completely off. Or make it just a little hearable over the room when it's empty. Build your console mix so it sounds good in your in-ear, in your headphone. Or when I say it sounds good, make it so it sounds like it should in your headphone. Wait for your room to be full, or at least have some people in there that will absorb sound. Raise your main out and listen. You will hear some frequencies, really distinctive frequencies, like, let's say, I'm gonna use my main EQ here and I'm gonna crank out some stuff. Let's say that you have a problem around, let's go 300. Let's say that you have a problem around 300 hertz. If you listen to your mix into your headphone, hold on, let me switch that camera. If you listen to your mix into your headphone and it sounds the way it should, it sounds really good. And when you take your headphone out and it sounds like this, that means that your room and your PA pushing a lot or more than it should of 300. Can you see it in the bottom? Okay, 300. Or it could be 559. It doesn't matter. What you're gonna do is only on your main out. You're not gonna change you're not gonna cut that frequencies on every channel. On your main out, on your room EQ, you're just gonna drop down 500 until it sound good in the room and it sound good in your ear. It's never gonna be the same, but you can make it really, really close so that the mix coming out of your PA and the mix that you send in your headphone, it's gonna sound the way it does. And you're gonna EQ your room that way, and it doesn't matter if you end up with a graph that look like, try not to boost too anything around maybe 1K to try not to boost too much stuff if you're doing that, but try to do some precise cut. Try to do some precise cut around the frequencies that popping out of your mix And maybe you can do some little bit of high boost or low boost to get you to where it should. But listen to your mix pre-EQ, pop out your headphone and listen to your mix after the EQ. This is what I usually do when I'm doing arena gig, when I'm doing all those big room, when you have, a big room that will be unpredictable when how different it will sound when people are getting in. This is my trick for you to ring out your PA. This is really hard to explain, but if I gave you a pair of headphones and I show it to you, it will be a matter of seconds before you understand how to do that. And you just bounce from headphone on, headphone off, headphone on. You will hear it right away. You will get it. You will see, okay, I hear way too much of 618. You're gonna hear it right away. And you go like, okay, I need to take my headphone off. Or actually, when you take your headphone off, it sounds like this. When you take your headphone back on, it sounds like that. Fit it. Make it so it sounds the way it should. This is what actually a system tech is doing. A system tech, when you working with production that have budget, the guy that is with you at the console that is taking care of the PA, that's his job to measure what you're sending out from the console and what the PA is producing and what the PA is throwing back at you. He will have microphone everywhere, real-time analyzer, and he will listen and visually compare what's coming out of the console and how that should be reproduced by the PA. And the change in the equation is always the room in those situations when you are with a touring band in an arena or big venue. Hope that helped. Actually, I would need to do an interview with a system tech. If anybody out there is a system tech or know a system tech that is willing to take time with me to do an interview and explain what is his job, because I'm gonna guess most of you guys who are working with a wing are mid-size venue. You probably are at the same place. You're not touring with band or never had the chance to tour with band in arena or big theaters. So you probably never worked with a PA tech or a system tech. So if anybody out there know a system tech that want to talk about his job, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on my email address that is in the bottom, and I will get in touch with you and we can do an interview together, explain your job. I got something to ask you guys before we go on any further. Please, if you didn't like that video, give it a thumbs up on the chat. I see 13 people watching and I see only 6 likes. I would really appreciate if you help the algorithm know that we're here and that my video is worth watching. And that's by interacting with it. So comment, like, share it with friends. I don't know. Thank you very much for the extra like. Appreciate it. Okay, let me get back with the chat. Herman, can you hold on. No, I miss Adam. I did not mess Adam. I missed Adam. Sorry. Even if I just spent a month in the States, I almost didn't talk to anybody, didn't speak English. So it's the most that I speak English with anybody for a while now. And I'm losing my word because words are hard. In studio situation, I can definitely hear the difference between the S32s and DL32. Maybe not so much on one channel, but for a full band, to be honest. What? My experience with the change is not the same, Adam. When I change from the S16 to the DL, I heard the difference in the noise floor. And when I changed from the DL black box to the blue box, The whole mix went together like that. I didn't tell the band. I switched between two shows. On Friday and Saturday we were playing the same venue, and I changed the preamp in the afternoon on the Saturday. And the band just like freaked out how good it sounded on the first set on the Saturday. They were like, "What's going on? Everything is just gluing together." It's like, yeah, that's the difference between a full band. I was running 27 input back then, saxophone, keyboard, a single saxophone, a stereo keyboard, stereo guitars, 2-time, 5-vocal drum kit, the whole thing, all mic'd up with Bayer dynamic stuff, and I heard it different like that. Actually, it didn't change the overall result. It changed how everything sounded together. It's not one input that did a big difference. Okay, Herban, can you explain how to become a supporting member of the channel? I can't find any option there. On the bottom of the video, you should have a link that says join as a member. If you, hold on, I will go take a look myself. I will open up a tab. I will make sure that, okay. Yeah, it would say join under the video, I don't know how well I don't see the same thing as you when I'm looking at the video, because I see how to edit the video in my analytics, but it should say join in the bottom. If you join the channel, will have two options. One that is really cheap if you guys want to just subscribe, and one that is a little more, and it should give me a little more money, and I will try to give you guys as much exclusivity stuff and time every month if you choose that option. If you are a super member, I think this is how I call it. If you are a super member, you will have extra stuff, time with me. I'm thinking about doing like a Discord channel, but I don't know if my crowd is really up to a Discord stuff anyway. So I don't know. I'm just throwing out ideas. If you guys have an idea, if my super member have an idea to do something exclusive for them, I'm really all here to open that. You're watching from a phone? Maybe not. Really good question. Maybe not. So, Graybeard, oh, you have a brick everywhere. Yeah, no, not good. Acoustic treatment is the key. Actually, there's two things. Sounds travel in the air like the same way that you drop a rock in the water and it creates a wave. How do you stop that wave? You either absorb it or you deal with it. Now imagine all the sources on the stage creating all these waves at different frequencies, and imagine that going into the air. This is what mixing sound is like. You're dealing with all these waves coming from the stage, from the PA, and you try to make them sound good. So good luck with that. No, seriously, yeah, sound absorption is the way to go. If not, reducing the volume on stage. Like I said, imagine throwing a rock in the water. If you throw it too hard, it will just sploosh everywhere. If you just throw it at the right force, it will do a nice wave. You want to have the nice wave. Adam, I haven't tried the blue box. My point was that you can hear the difference between the Behringer and the Midas box, especially on multiple channel together. Oh, I think I misread your comment then. To be honest, no, you said for a full band live. To be honest, I didn't hear anything. On multiple channel together, I definitely heard a difference with the Midas, especially the blue one. But the overall, the overall result is better. And not just that, it's the amount of time that you're gonna keep your gear and keep your gear running. If you buy the cheap one, like I saw some people buy X32, saw the 3-year warranty on it, and said, I'm gonna replace that in 3 years. Fine. When you have the Midas stuff that come up with a 10-year warranty, it's telling you that this product is gonna live at least 10 years without any problem. So maybe double that for the overall amount of time that device will be working. I would say, 20 years for a patch box. Maybe in 20 years, I would want to change my DL251 for something else, because something else will have come up that will be better, and I will want to upgrade. But when a company warranties something for 10 years, they don't want to fix them all the time. Trust me, it's gonna last you for 10 years. So Behringer 3-year warranty, it's gonna last longer if you take care of it. But see how you want to spend your money. A lot of people say, buy cheap, buy twice. I understand we're not dealing with cheap stuff here. That is not, it's maybe cheap in quality, but it's not in price. So just be careful. From Craig, I think the Blue Box make the console sound closer to a 96K console. Yes and no. I would say no, because the clock, I don't think the clock changed that much here. I would say yes, because all the console that clock at 96 need to have those preamp. And just to give you an idea, the preamp that you have in the back of the wing are the same that you will find in the Blue Box. I did some A/B test myself. I need to do a video on that. But seriously, I don't hear that big of a difference by itself. So if nobody lied to us, this is you have 8 preamp of the Blue Box in your wing. You already have 8 of those. Do an A/B test. If you have access to S32 or DL32, do an A/B test. Patch 8 input in the back of your console, 8 input in your back, in the stage box, not in the back of the stage box, in the stage box, and try to hear a difference. You'll see if it worth your money or not. Okay, it's been an hour and a half. By the way, what's up, Ivan? It's been a long time. Good to see you, man. Guys, feed me up some question, because we're going an hour and a half, and I don't want to slow down the pace here. I want to try to keep it up and keep it interesting for those of you who are watching in playback. By the way, if you make it this far in the playback and watching, please leave a comment down below, and I will gladly appreciate the fact that you watch this in playback. Because let's face it, most of the people watching this in playback, I have around 300 playback on every show every week. Thank you very much. I appreciate the fact that you take time of your day to watch what we're doing here. Question from Edmond Guillaume. What's your opinion about these mini line array column type portable PA system? GBL released the PRX1 end of the year last year, and they would like to give it a try. Around 200 people. I don't know about the GBL stuff. Honestly, JBL never make complete crap. They have more affordable series. They have my favorite PA in the world also, which is the 15-inch Vertec. When I say 15-inch Vertec, I'm talking about line array box with two 15-inch and a horn. for rock and roll, this is the best. This is the sound of rock and roll, basically. This is what I like when mixing. I just understand how to mix in those box. But they also have some less, some bucks that cost less, like the PRX series, which is not bad. Not my favorite, but it's not bad. I would say if the PRX, if JBL released that under the PRX line, it's probably fine. It will probably need some, a little bit of EQ, and you'll probably reach the headroom limit really fast. But give it a try. I'm pretty sure you can have access to it through it without buying it, or just rent it for a day. Sometimes, renting a kit for $40, $50 is worth it just to try it, and you send it back. And worst case ever, you just, you rent it for a day, you spend $50, and it's not for you. You don't think it worth your money. You just not really lose $50, but you just used $50 of your money instead of 1,000. From Danny is it Danny Cena? What's up, man? I don't remember you been into a live chat before, so if it's your first time, welcome in. Really appreciate the new member. Actually, there's like 200 new subscribers since the last time that I did a live stream, so if you guys are joining in, welcome. I appreciate that you guys take time to subscribe. Have you seen any new interesting wing setup, console layout, effect order? I kind of understand your question, but I don't understand it also, because every channel is custom, so make it your own. It's not new to the live. I've watched a couple of video in the last weeks. Okay, it's the wing is whatever you want it to be. So if you want to go full custom and customize the order of every block in your chain, because you can. I got a video covering that. If you see it, if you go on any channel, I'm on a main now, that will not work, but on every channel you can change the order of the block that you want to have. You can say that, I want my not actually second insert, but I want my insert block to be the first one in the chain. You can do that. Nothing that revolutionary here, because you could do that on any DAW, any workstation. You basically set the plugin in the order the way you want. Same thing here. It's really the same thing here. You set your, basically these are your plugin, and you set them the way that you want. Of course, you are limited by channel by the amount of plugin that you have, but when I say limited, if you take into consideration all the stuff that you have in the gate, all the EQ choice that you have, all the compressor choice that you have, and all the insert, all the effect that you can insert on a channel, and you can place them in the order that you want. Of course, somebody will say I'm limited, but if you need more than that, and I would say that for live, maybe for studio this is a different story, but if you need more than that live, the problem is not on your side. Fix it at the source. It's not, the source is not what you want, or this is not what you try to achieve. That will be my opinion about that. About new setup, no, so far no. New console layout, new effect order, not yet. Oh, also, I forget something. In the insert, you have these, yeah, I'm just gonna add that. In the insert, you have these block of 3 effect that you can also use if you feel limited. You know, this is the vintage channel that is right there. The vintage channel, you have the even, the soul, and all these are 3 or 4 even effect block or 3 or 4 effect in a single effect block that you can insert on your channel. Seriously, it's not limiting. Or actually, this is a limiter, but this is not limiting. As you can guess, I'm making that joke all the time, even if I don't have kid. Graybeard, we have the VRX line array from JBL in Dual 18 sub. Yeah, this is a good PA. I've done many shows with that. A bit on the aggressive side. So if you are in a bad room, I would say take a look around 4K. What's going on there? Usually those PA, when you stack a couple boxes of the VRX, they become aggressive really fast. Take a look at that. In that range. Try to take an EQ and boost something in that range and turn it, boost it 6 dB, swap it around. I'm there trying to mime it. I'm just gonna do it. There we go. PA, how to help the EQ a PA 101. What I usually do, I take a small Q, something like 2, and I just swap it around like I'm not on the good view. Sorry for you guys. Take an EQ like that and just swap it around and find. This is a really difficult thing to hear, but you can actually learn to hear the difference. Take an EQ boost like that and find where it sounds like too amplified. You just move it around, and usually on the VRX, somewhere around 4K, depending on the box, depending on the way they worked before, how old are they, and they in the series, because no 2 boxes is the same. Really close, but not 2 boxes the same. Try to move it around until you find, the frequencies that is really annoying. To me right now, in my headphone, if I had to choose one frequency that is really annoying, around 524, this is really annoying in my headphone. This frequencies is loud. When I move it around, this frequency become louder than the other one with the EQ boost. So I know that I have a problem there, and I just turn it down a little bit. And that frequency is really high in my headphone because that 6 dB cut there didn't do much. So I could turn it down a little more. Okay, now I start to hear it. It probably sounded like crap for you guys, but in my headphone, listening to my voice, I can bring it back just a little bit and it sounds just fine. So this is why I say it's hard for me to do these kind of it's hard for me to do PAEQ video because it doesn't translate well. Like right now, okay, now I'm hearing it because I set my brain on it. I know my 500 boost there, I want to cut it. Oh, now it sounds fine to me. But yeah, it depends on the room and how you listen to it. So yeah, I need to figure out a way to explain that to people in a way that translate really well. Maybe with a microphone. Maybe if I take my RTA mic and set it up right there. And okay, yeah, maybe I find how to do it. More on that later. Yeah, so subscribe. So actually, that way. Subscribe so you can see that video when it's coming out. You guys wrote a lot in the chat. I'm just trying to catch up. Hold on. Yeah, long time, Ivan. What's up, man? What's going on with you? Seriously, I didn't hear from you. You're one of the few that didn't write. You don't like me anymore? That's it? You ghost me? Just kidding here, guys. You're hoping to pick up one in a few weeks. Getting to know everything before that. Yeah, good call, especially with the wing. There's a lot to wrap your head around. I don't know where you're coming from, if you are professional or if you are more a weekend warrior, because I don't want to say amateur. If you are more in the weekend warrior category or professional, but if you never worked with digital console before, you're going to be in for a ride. You can learn it, but it's a lot of things to wrap your head around. If you had, let's say, an X32 before, you will be in kind of known territory, but, you know, new thing, new interface. I would say that the Wing console is easy if you come from professional console like the Pro 2. I was mixing a lot of stuff on Pro 2 before jumping out to the Wing, and I felt not totally lost. Like it's thinking a little bit like a Midas. It's thinking like a Wing, but it's, you know, those area. Oh, I'm gonna butcher that for sure. Barbacina Joan, sorry man. I'm really sorry. I tried to pronounce every name here the best I could, but I'm pretty sure this is not the one. I'm gonna go with Joan for now. Futile Live, I've watched all your video uploaded on the Wing. Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity to learn a lot from them on the Wing. Workflow. Okay, you learn a lot of the workflow before using it in your worship house. Okay, good. Also worship. My church audience is going out crazy. What are you talking about, Herman? Should I start a church? The Wing Church? Where we pray that our Wing screen don't go bad? Just kidding here. It'd be cool to have videos when new updates go out. Oh, trust me, Danny, when new things are rolling out, I know. Well, actually, some of you probably don't know. I have access to firmware before they go out, so I basically learn them and beta test them, see if they crash, and if they don't and they get released, and I'm doing a live stream usually around them, and I just go over everything, all the new stuff, every single change in the release note. I just go over that. Actually, if you want to watch that for firmware 12.5, which is not the current one, it's the one just before that. 12.6 is the current one. I have a video covering what's up with 12.6, and I also have a really long live stream covering up 12.5 if you want to watch after this stream is over. Craig, your video have been helpful. Thank you for watching, man. Trying to navigate it out of the box was a handful. You saved me so much time. Oh, thank you. Thanks a million. Do you ever run external gear as an insert? No. Not worth the trouble, honestly. I don't miss anything that is not in the Wing. The only thing that I could have wanted to do was when I was touring with a Metallica tribute band. When I say touring, I was sound guy for a Metallica tribute band, and one of the songs use a delay that is pitching down. You know, the brr, 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 brr. This is the only effect that I ever felt that was missing for me to do my job. It's not in the Wing, it's not in the X32, it's not in any other console, actually. You know, this is a one-trick pony. that is done by a Roland piece of gear. I don't have the real piece of gear, and it was only that for like maybe one cue in a show. The amount of money that I would need to spend on the piece of gear, the rack mount, the rack case to bring it along, the cable, then it's not worth it. I just use a regular delay that doesn't pitch down, and nothing there. Nothing that I miss enough that I would carry around a rack. Yeah, definitely high pitch can hurt your hair. Yeah, from your PA, usually they are aggressive. They are bright, which is some people like. They call it definition. So it's for you to draw the line, which is what is too bright and what is good definition. Really interesting one here, man. Any tips on how wide or narrow an EQ cut should be? Usually, that's personal preference. I try not to go in the extreme, other than if I have to do, let's say, cutting out, this one. If I have to cut out feedback with a parametric EQ. At that point, at that point, I will try to go and do really, if I have to cut one, let me phrase that again. It depends on the job that you want to do. Do you want to cut down one frequency, or do you want to musically change the tone of something? If you want to cut feedback, I'm gonna boost it so you can hear. Let's say that you have feedback on your speaker, and it's, this is almost sounding like feedback. If I turn it down and I just get rid of feedback, that way, I'm gonna use maybe up to 10, because I really want to cut down narrow thing. If I don't like, I'm just gonna put that back up. If I don't like the sound of my voice, I'm gonna go on the channel strip. I'm gonna do it here on the master, but imagine, you know what? No, hold on, let's go. Let me do it on the channel strip. If I can find where I have my damn mic, plug it in. This one. Sorry, I got my trackpad on the console here, and I don't want it to block any fader. I'm gonna go here on my vocal. Let's say that, okay, I'm gonna try something. I wanna get rid of my 500 that is annoying in my ear. I'm gonna come here, listen to what I have there, and cut down. I'm gonna leave it by default to the Q of 1. And, I'm taking out a lot. I'm dropping it like 5-6 dB. I'm taking out a lot. So maybe I don't want to cut that much. I'm gonna go to 2. 2 is about a quarter of an octave for those of you who are a musician. So it's basically taking a full octave, or shutting it down till you basically reach one note. Depending on the kind of cut that you want to do. Yeah, maybe, you know what, that's a bit too much. So I'm gonna go 1.30, whatever. I don't look, number are there just to give you a reference. I'm listening to it. That's just to shape the sound out. I want to take out that 600 or more. Yeah, maybe a little more, like here. Yeah. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. I'm doing that with my ha, 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 ha. That's the frequencies that is annoying in my ear. I'm just taking it down until it disappear or it sound natural. This is what I just did here. Q of 1.4. Could have keep it to 1, but I feel it's cutting too much. 1.5-ish. That's gonna cut it for now. that's gonna do the job that I wanted to do with that EQ. It's always a matter of just asking yourself what I want to do when I'm cutting out an EQ. You know, if I feel that my voices need more definition, I can come here and I'm gonna leave it as a shelving EQ, and I'm gonna give it maybe a couple dB, let's say 3 dB of brightness. When I say brightness, is like 8K, 6K. You know, this is not fun. This is air just on top. So 8K. We're gonna leave it at 8K. I listen to it, because if I just listen to it at 4K, and 4K, no, this is bright, aggressive, I don't like it, this is not adding hair. If I'm just putting here 8K, it's adding air. It's not, you know, it depends on the job that you want to do. And this is what is hard to explain to people, is what is your perception of a sound? What is the sound that you get from a PA versus the sound that you want to hear, you as a sound engineer? And that is different for everybody. I had that conversation with a friend. Oh no, it's way too bright. I'm gonna turn that down. I had that conversation at some point with a friend who is a bass player, and he said, your perfect idea of a bass sound is really far from mine, but we all agreed on what sounds good or not. He, as a player, don't need the same frequency information to hear himself in the mix as the kind of frequency that I need to make him fit good in the mix. If you are a musician, you just totally understand what I just said. If you are a sound engineer, go on stage and try to EQ monitor for your band, and then go on the front of house and see that you're not doing the same kind of EQ. It's going to work, but it's not going to be the same kind of blend. So it's personal, as long as it doesn't hurt your ear. So the way that you want to have something sound or shape will be different from human to human to the situation. So this is why I don't do video about how to mix sound, because I always end up saying it's up to you. It's up to how you like to feel something, or what is the result that you are expecting in your room, mixing in the back of the room. I don't know if that makes sense, or I just lost all of you guys. No, actually, the amount of people on the stream went up. Welcome. Welcome. If you missed a part of that, the question was from Herman. Any tip on how narrow or wide your EQ should be? I'm gonna say, if you want to shape the tone, the sound of something, go with wide Q. If you really want to get rid of feedback or one particular frequencies that is annoying, you want a small Q, and you want to drop it down by a lot of dB. Sorry. Gotta catch up with the chat here. Oh, you don't want to ghost me, Ivan? Okay, doing some live recording on Wing. Nice. And prepping for a live gig this year. Oh, lucky you. I was supposed to be on tour with a band right now, and everything just got pushed because we had too many cases of COVID here, and they just closed down everything. So instead of being on the road, I was supposed to do 6 shows in 10 days, which is going to rush everything into a filming. We're going to do 6 1-hour show in 4 days of filming. So it's going to be like a full day of setup and 2 1-hour TV show that we're going to record in 3 days to do 6 show. Yeah. I missed live crowd so much. Danny, X32 going a few years. Mostly like... Okay. You're mostly a light in video guys. Well, it's not your fault, you know. Video guys are... Sorry, man. Okay, I'm not gonna start the the fight of video versus light versus sound guy here, because yeah, it would require effort, and I don't want to do them. Okay, for those of you who are totally out of context in the professional world, sound guys are known to be lazy. Video guys are known to be really useless and always waiting on another department to do something. It's like, oh, I cannot hide my LED screen, or I cannot hide my screen there because the light is not ready, because the sound is not ready, the sound is in the way, or the video guys are always in the way of the light guy, because when you want to have a screen there, you ending up putting it in front of lights, and it's always nobody is right, and it's always a shit show, or a fun gig, I should say, when you have a lot of department working together. And the light guys just are the one that, doing all the crap that nobody else want to do. Like, is power? There's always the same debate. Is power on stage responsibility of the sound guy or the lights? Because it's the light that are doing all the power for everything else. This is the never. It's always a case per case scenario with that one. I hope one day you'll be. Actually, if you want to become a professional, hit me up and I'll tell you 20 reasons not to become a professional sound engineer, light guy, or video guys. Okay, I should stop with the joke. Seriously, I'm not funny. And this is not a comic show. This is a show about the wing. Oh, Mr. Michael McCord with my face icon. This is the first time that I'm seeing it. Actually, I need to change that. I need to make it bigger and just my face, not with the white background. Any leaks when 2.7 will be coming out? If I knew, I couldn't tell you, because I'm not allowed to discuss that kind of information. But because I know nothing about it, and I can tell you that I know nothing about it, and I can tell you that it probably won't be 12.7, it will probably be 13 something, because the point increment are bug fix. So as far as I know, there is some stuff in the work. I cannot tell you what. You guys are probably well aware of what's coming out. What's coming up with the wing. A lot of people request a lot of stuff, especially with the scene change. It's in the work. I cannot tell you when, because it's not ready. And that's the good thing about, Behringer. They don't release something until it's ready, or decently enough ready for a new product to be used. The scene stuff is going to require a lot of time. They're working on it. I know some of you guys are missing it, but you don't want to have a half-done product. Wait, it's coming. I cannot tell you when. It's going to take a long time, but it's coming. No, it's coming. Behringer, listen. They probably listen to that stream, like you. It's coming, man. Just hold on. And I'm always asking the same question. What do you feel is missing in the wing? And tell it to Behringer. Oh, actually, sorry. Yeah. I'm more ugly that way. Bigger. So yeah, to close on that one, Michael, no news for now. As soon as a new firmware is going to be ready, I'll let you know. We'll do a live stream about it as soon as it releases. Definitely need to get a hang of DAW playback. Okay. Sometimes it's come back to the correct channel. Sometimes they are off sequence, but because of stereo input. Yes, when you are dealing with DAW playback, honestly, use your Wing SD card for doing all virtual sound check stuff if you can. If you want to mix with the Wing itself, you have to deal with the 1, 2, the channel 1 and 2 of your stuff. You start with 3, and this is really annoying, but this is the reality of dealing with DAW stuff. Or you can do what I did for a customer, because the guy hired me to do a private session, and we change his DAW main out to be 47 and 48. That way he didn't had to deal with the 1 and 2 offset. That's the word I was looking for, offset. Didn't have to deal with the 1 and 2 offset, and his channel, set up his channel in a way that I'm going to show you in the DAW video that I'm going to be working on when it's time to mix. Actually, this is the thing. There's so much stuff to think about. I'm going to show you something really cool in the DAW series, so make sure that you're subscribed to see that. Ivan, now I have 3 stage box for the wing, DL32 and SD16. The SD16 are the small one, yeah. Oh, really nice. So you can basically, you just spread your stage box, plug it to the closest place, and just patch everything that you want on the console, I'm gonna guess, Ivan. Really cool setup. Jonathan, I tried playback on the wing, but for some reason I only get channel 1 and 2, which is basically the DAW left and right. How did you set up your DAW? If you want to do playback from a multi-track session, you need to change your DAW setup to not send everything on channel 1 and 2. You need to set up your DAW to send everything on different output channel, or output all your channel on different output, and then grab that back in your console like if it was a live band. That's what you need to do. I will cover that up. Actually, do I have something? I don't know if I have a video about that in the virtual soundcheck, under the virtual soundcheck label. Take a look, Jonathan, at virtual soundcheck on my channel. You will have 1 or 2 video. I think in one of these I covered that, but that can be not true. That can be false, because for those of you who don't know, last year in January 2021, I deleted my channel by accident. I deleted all my video that I had. Not as many as I have now, but I had a couple and a couple older one. So I don't remember if I reshot those video or they were on my channel before I delete everything. So maybe I have that, maybe not. Let me know if it's not the case. I will eventually do a video about that. I'll take another look because the Behringer X32 just worked, no issue. Oh, hold on. Make sure that you have on your audio interface here 48 channel instead of 2. Ease of use and simple routing change, because the L32 is fixed routing on the wing. What? In the SD bucket route if needed. You mean in your setup, Ivan? Because you can basically set up every preamp to every channel if you want to. It's not in block of 8 like the X32, right? You used to have an X32 core and the LT51 stage box in rack, and you made a video about routing. Actually, I had that. It used to be on my video. Actually, I show how I build my current touring rig that I have for the artist Simon Morin, a friend of mine. Well, a friend of mine. We've been working together full time. I've been his active full-time sound guy for the last 10 years. From Pancho, how much was your Midas Pre? I look at them and these seem to be around $5,000. I don't know how well in detail I could go, but let's just say that after a conversation with the dealer, they had one too many in stock, and they give me a good price on it at dealer price through the company that I'm working for, and I'm also renting it to the company that I'm working for, so I was able to get it out at a fair price. I had a discount on it, but not that much. It's worth it. It's worth every penny that I spent on it. Seriously, it's this is the best unit that I have, sound gear wise, because it's 48 freaking channel of audio, 2 power supply, and really high quality stuff. No, so it's the best. I'm just gonna put it out that way. It's the best preamp that you can buy, best sounding preamp that you can buy, and quality wise, nothing. You cannot say anything against the Midas stuff. It's pro. This is the same thing that Metallica is using. Okay, DL250, DL32. Yeah, okay, I get you, Ivan. Do you know which SD card of 32 gig or less would work with W Live? I know mines are working. You don't need something that expensive, and pretty much every card will do. And I need to investigate something because somebody apparently recorded with 128 gigs card, and he formatted them in the console, and apparently they were working. So the official word is 122. The official word is 32 gigs or less. Some people got it working with crazy high expansion card. So actually, you know what? I want to try something. I have one from my camera. If you give me a second, I'm gonna go in the other room and get it, and we're gonna try if my 256 gig is gonna work in the console, just for fun. We're having fun here. Give me 2 seconds, I'll be back. Okay, just for fun, I got this card. This is a SanDisk 128 gig of the 250, I bet. And I'm just gonna drop it in the back of the console. Oh no, I cannot format it. Oh guys, I'm so sorry. I just realized that all my pictures from the last month traveling were on it. But more on that. If it worked with that card, I'll let you know. I'll probably post a short about it. Jonathan, Music Prime were selling the Wing U's 1,200 euros on eBay, but after I bought mine, look, they got rid of the stock that they had. Dude, this is a steal. Even me, translate that to Canadian, if you doubled that, I would have bought one if I knew. I love those consoles to that, and I would have bought a backup for sure. Too bad I didn't know. Okay, last joke of the day. Jonathan and Nils, we'll see if size matter really soon. Johnson, you try 128 gigs and it didn't work? Okay. Actually, hold on. I have a smaller one with an adapter that maybe I can try. I just realized that I have that on my desk right there. Give me a sec. I'm going to try 128 with you guys. So I have this micro SD. This is a Lexar. Can you guys see it? Probably don't because of the focus. This is a Lexar 128 gig with an adapter, and I'm gonna try it in. I know there's nothing on that card that I cannot get rid of. So we'll take a look at this, and oh, you see that the card is recognized. I have 2 white card here. Okay. If I go into setting and I go format B, because this is card B, card is not supported. Okay. But okay, hold on. Could I record on it even if it's not formatted? No. No, okay. It sees it. Okay, no, it doesn't work. That one is not working. I need to find that email or that comment where somebody said that it was working with a bigger card. Or do I remember that person said that it was working but could not be formatted by the console? Oh, hold on. Those stupid SD cards sometimes have a lock on them. I want to make sure it's not locked. Maybe it was locked. Hold on. Nope. Format B. Card is not supported. Okay, no, card is not supported. I need to check in my note. I have some kind of information about that somewhere where somebody was able to record with a bigger card, but I don't know. This is not something that I've looked into, but I would really like to have more than a 32 gig one. I would like to have a more detailed video about W Live and the button to control them. Example, session and marker. Couldn't get it to work, especially when only SD1 installed. From Craig. Take your A card out and try to format. Okay, hold on. Maybe you're onto something here. Card A is out. I'm gonna make sure I'm not into card lock. And I'm gonna put it into card A just for fun. There we go. Card A. Setting format. Not supported. Auto input. Nope. No luck here, man. But my 32 gigs one is working like a charm. But thanks for the ID, man. Really appreciate that. This is together that we find out that kind of stuff that is not supposed to work, you know? So, yeah. I'm gonna find that in the future. What is up with that? What did I miss in the chat? I heard that you have to format it on the PC beforehand as a console, because you format over 32 gigs. But you see here, it was not giving me any record time available, and I'm pretty sure that card is not full. So I would need to know, if anybody know in the chat the right format that the card needs to be in. I will try eventually to format my 120 gigs or 256 gig card and load it in. Take out the card. Well, yeah, trust me, the card with my picture is on my desk now. It's not going to be formatted. Not now. I need to transfer everything. Then I will get rid of the information on that card. There's a third-party tool that allows the format of larger cards. I'm looking for it again. Is it something that Patrick Gilmaillot did? By the way, if you don't know who Patrick is, go take a look at his website, x32ram.com. He's got really good software that are complementary to the Wing, and he's watching from time to time. Bonjour Patrick, si tu regardes. If I partition it to 32 gig, it should be recognized by the console for sure. But I read in a comment somewhere, or somebody said that he got away with a bigger card, like maybe 120 gig, and was able to record on it. And that will be honestly my problem. If I want to record, let's say, a sound check and a show, I cannot record both on a single card. It need Rolf is okay. FAT32. Actually, I have one that the console can read, so I'm just gonna drop it in. This is the card that I record the 5 Roses gig on. So I'm just gonna take a look at the format of this one, and yeah, class 10, of course. Actually, is it class 10? No, it's faster than that. This one. And yes, Patrick did it, or referenced it. Okay. Definitely we'll see if he sees that message. If not, I will reach to him on Facebook. So Jonathan, what do you use on your second network port for? Not sure to understand your question here, man. You mean, what is the purpose of having 2 network port on the back of the console? That I can tell you. It's for the Dante expansion card, or the at some point available Wave expansion card. Inside the console, you have a insert slot where you can drop in a card, either from Wave or Dante, and it will take control of these 2 ports in the back. One, by default, the console is using one to connect to a router if you want to have control over an iPad. And oh, sorry. So yeah, this is for Dante card. Now I'm just getting I'm getting a slap in the face. Craig said, you had mentioned it in one of your previous video, so that means I don't remember my own video. That need to be class 10. Okay. Sorry. I don't remember my own advice. Okay, seriously guys, if you watch one of my video twice, you've watched them more than I do. Because I do the edit one shot. I watch the whole thing back again, bounce it to YouTube, and never watch my thing again. So sometimes okay, I remember that video card. It's in the W Live video. You're my wing god. Oh god, please. No, please don't. Where was I going with this? Okay, the W Live video SD card. I googled that information because I didn't know it. I start to do the video and I was like, oh, I don't know. So I stopped everything, rented a computer, Google, like, on the Music Tribe forum, what is the maximum amount, like, card that you can get? And everybody said minus 32 gig, equal or minus the 32 gig, and it should be this. So I just learned that information, went back to my seat right here, do the take on the video, and moved on, and never use that information again, and probably forget about it. Sorry, guys. My bad. You had mentioned in your previous video. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. I don't need to hammer down the... You know more than me. Well, maybe around the software. Who knows? You probably know way more stuff than me about something else. This is all I know about. I'm gonna flex here. Yeah, I know a lot about that wing console. This is all I know about. No, actually, I know a little bit about computer and day-to-day mechanics, and I built the damn house that I'm living in. So yeah, okay, maybe I know about other stuff, but I don't. There's a lot of stuff I don't know about, especially new technology. I'm a slow learner on new technology. When I know something, I know it, but like 3D graphic, like I have to learn to do my YouTube video, my intro, my outro. Oh man, this is far from my comfort zone. I'm a live sound engineer. This is what I do good. I'm really good at mixing in-ear monitors for people. This is my golden ticket. This is what I'm good at in life. Everything else, I just struggle through it. Oh, Jonathan. Yeah, the selling price. One thing we agreed on it. It's a damn good console for the price point. Yes, it is. That you cannot. You can say whatever you want about the wing. You can say this is just another Behringer garbage. This is a really good console for the price point. A lot of flexibility. Yes, there is some problem with some console with the touchscreen, the ghosting issue, but overall, the amount of stuff that you get for the price that you pay is awesome. Especially since they got down in price. You probably, if you recently buy your wing, you probably pay less than I did for mine back in February 2020. Yeah, I bought that thing just before the pandemic, thinking about renting it for band for years to come. And there you go. I'm now a YouTuber. Actually, yeah, for those of you who don't know, I see a lot of new people in the chat. I became a YouTuber just for that console because when the pandemic hit, I needed something to do, and I needed something to do with the new console that I just spent $5,000 on. This is what they went around the first time. The first batch was around that price. Other than the ghosting, have you heard of any failure with the desk? Yeah, I'm gonna say yes and no, because I heard everybody had all kind of problem with the console, but they were only one of. I heard of one person. Sorry, I'm watching at my preview monitor. I look like I'm lagging a little bit, but okay, whatever. Yeah, power supply, one time. Fader, one time. Some button. Somebody had a problem with a button. Somebody had a problem with the LED screen over the fader. But they were one or a few case of, The general problem so far seems to be the touchscreen. That can be fixed with firmware 12.6, where you can lock the screen down and basically click on it with a mouse. This is a really good workaround. But other than that, an isolated case of nothing that come on every console or had thousands of console. I'm not gonna say thousand, hundreds of console that has the same problem. No, it's just a touchscreen. Maybe in 5 years they're all gonna blow up, but for now they seem to be holding really well. For a price, somebody could probably pick up a second one as a backup / monitor console. Definitely, if I knew about the deal on eBay for Music Scribe, this is what I would have done. Having two of these with the DL251, you could do a lot of mileage, doing festival, doing bands everywhere. You can, especially if you don't welcome a lot of guest sound guy. What I mean by guest sound guy is a band traveling with their engineer that you need to place behind the console, get it going. If you don't welcome a lot of people, the Wing is a perfect choice for you if you are doing a lot of band in one day. If you are in the market for festival, dude, the amount of monitor mixes and front of house processing that you can do with the console, the built-in DSP, the built processing, the crossover, everything that you have built in, crazy for the amount of money. Okay. I just reached 4 p.m. here. We've been going at this for a long time. It's now time for me to say thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to all the new people who subscribed as a member. I should actually do something for the member. Maybe a live stream only for the member once in a while. But until the next one, those live stream will remain public. Those live stream will remain as open, hangout, call it however you want, as they ever were. Nothing is changing there. I'm just kicking up the notch to try to recover back some of my money that I spend on these things. But anyway, nothing to do with that. Sorry, this is personal talk. This is just me rambling around. This is what I've been doing around here for 2 years. One since I restarted the channel. And I cannot do that without you. I will feel really alone doing this without you guys. So please take it personal when I say thank you for being around. Until the next one, I cannot stress this enough. Please take care of yourself. Stay safe. And think about a question for me for the next one. Send me an email, send me a Facebook, send me a whatever. Thanks for your time, and I will see you guys all later.